Hi everybody, this is Xavier and today we're reviewing The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. This book was originally written in 1959 and that is another one on my list of favorites on personal development, personal strategy and growth. Let's dive right into it. Thinking big is something that has really had a good impact on me, a very strong one as well, because then I realized that I was really limiting myself in just my way of thinking. And one of the chapters is actually talking about excusitis, the failure disease, he calls it. And this is translated by the way of talking really that some people have, which is, yes, but, there's always a but somewhere in all the reasons why they are not doing. And this chapter is very strong and very important simply because I believe that everything is around your mind and that's the only thing that stands between yourself and your own success. And everything is about beliefs in the end, especially the self-negative ones. And beliefs is the subject of an entire chapter as well of this book that has very strong impact on the reader, really by digging out these beliefs that are holding people back from what they want to achieve. In NLP, there's a presupposition that says there's no such thing as failure, there's only feedback. And the idea really is that whatever you are experiencing, whatever you are receiving from others or from situations is only a feedback for you to change that mindset or to change that perspective so that you look at it in a different way or you correct your actions so that you want to see and experience what you want to have. Another very interesting point in this book, one of many obviously, is an entire chart of situations with the difference between the petty thinker's approach and the big thinker's approach. And some situations that I give randomly here, so progress as a situation. The petty thinker's approach will be believes in retrenchment or at best the status quo. The big thinker's approach is to believe in expansion, believe in growth, consistent growth, like the Japanese Kaizen, always constant growth, constant evolution, constant progress. Situation, competition. Petty thinker's approach is competes with the average. And the big thinker's approach is competes with the best. And that is something that is dear to me, being in the hospitality industry, always comparing yourself with other hotels and a competitive set. And when I say, well, if you're on top of your competitive set, if you're number one, well, maybe you have the wrong competitive set. So find bigger ones and keep on changing them. So you keep on evolving, keep on growing. Being number one amongst a few is not the same as being number one in the entire world. Mistakes. The petty thinker's approach is magnifies minor errors and turns them into big issues. I'm sure you know a couple of people like that. The big thinker's approach ignores errors of little consequence. Again, failure or feedback. It depends on how you want to take it. One chapter is about the title is You Are What You Think You Are. And that is an amazing tool actually. Thinking of, for yourself or for your business as well, think of how you want to be and not fake it until you make it, because in that expression, fake it till you make it, there's still faking it, which is negative, and therefore you will hear it yourself and saying, oh, well, actually, I'm just faking it. I'm not really it. But put yourself in the situation of being the person you want to be. Behave like the person you want to behave like you, who will be there. When you will be there, how will you stand? How will you talk? How will you express yourself? What will you say? What will you think? What will you believe? And that has a tremendous impact on the person who's really taking this tool on board and exercising that really. The last one is that I want to talk to you about, among others really, is how to develop the power of belief. And that is, as I said, something that is really dear to me. I love belief work in NLP, and that has tremendous effect actually on the person you're working with, or even yourself, obviously. And funny enough, that's just on the first 20 pages that Schwartz already talks about it. So already at the time, he understood that that is really something of paramount importance. And 3 points that he's talking about. The first one is think success, don't think failure. Sounds familiar. The second one is remind yourself regularly that you are better than you think you are. Again, self-limited beliefs really slow you down. And the last one, third one, believe big. You know the expression, aim for the stars and at least you will end up on the moon? Well, it's good if you want to go to the moon. However, why limit yourself to go to the moon? Unless you really want to go there, just aim for the stars and go for it. Don't limit yourself. Don't think that's the only thing you can go for. You already have a plan B, thinking that plan A is not going to work. Just go for it. Dream big. By dreaming big, you're already going outside of your self-limiting belief, outside of what you've been told you cannot do or you should not achieve. So my question for you on this video is, who will you be in 1 year time, 5 year time, or 10 year time? What will you be thinking? What will you look like? What will you stand like? What will you see? What will you hear? What will you feel at that time? And be that person right now. Stay centered.